Hello students, this is the video I made for those students who was not understanding the balanced chemical reactions and the displacement, double displacement and the oxidation. Those who have confusion in this topic, so that's why I made this video. So let's start students. The first one, the balancing chemical reaction. So what is balancing chemical reaction, students? So balancing chemical reaction means the number of chemical element on the reactant side is equal to product side, reactant side which is equal to the product side, right? So number of chemical species on the reactant side equal to product side. If reactant side 1, then product side also 1. If reactant side 2 reactant, the product also 2. If the reactant is 3, the product also 3. So this is we called as the balancing chemical reaction. It means number of reactant and number of products are equal. That is called balancing chemical reactions. So students, before understanding the balanced chemical reaction, we have to know that what is valency of the element. What is valency of the element? So what is meant by valency? Valency means the capacity to combine with the element, the capacity to combine with the number of element called as valency. For example, the element E stand for element. This element have a one electron, outermost one electrons, so it means it bond with only one species. This is the element. This element have a two electrons, E electrons. It means it have a ability to bond with the two species. That is we called as a valency. Right, students? So let's see here, students. The element like and hydrogen I am given here. The element and valency I mentioned here. Element and the respective valency. Hydrogen valency 1 means hydrogen have a ability. Hydrogen have a one electrons. Hydrogen have a outermost one electrons. With the help of one electrons, it ability to bond with them only one species. It ability to bond with only one species. For example, you have to see in here HCl. Hydrogen bond with only one species, that is chlorine. And the HBr, hydrogen bond with only one species. Right, students? Helium valency 0. It means the helium doesn't react with the any species. That is we called as a helium valency 0. Helium cannot bond with the any other species, students. Lithium valency 1. So lithium have a one electrons. If they have one electron, it bond with the one chlorine or one hydrogen or one sodium. Right, students? This is the valency. Similarly, beryllium valency 2. It means the beryllium bond with the two species. A bond with two species. Beryllium combined with 2 chlorine to form beryllium chloride. Right, students? Beryllium chloride. Or the beryllium react with the hydrogen gas. How many hydrogens here? 2. Right? Here how many hydrogen? 2 hydrogens. So it react with hydrogen to form beryllium hydride. Right, students? Similarly, boron valency 3 means boron react with the 3 species. One boron react with the 3 hydrogen to form boron trihydride. One boron react with the 3 chlorine to form boron trichloride. 3 students. This is 3. Right. So like this, you have to make this is the valency and their bonding. Right. So we have to know the valency. With the help of valency, we have to easy to balance the chemical reactions. So before balancing chemical reaction, we have to know the element and their valency. Similarly, students, carbon valency 4, it means it bond with the 4 species. For example, carbon bond with the 4 hydrogen, CH4. Nitrogen valency 3, nitrogen, example, nitrogen bond with the 3 hydrogen, 3 chlorine, etc. Oxygen valency 2, oxygen bond with the 2 species. For example, H2O, 1 oxygen, valency 2, so it's side bond with the 2 hydrogen. Right, students? 1 oxygen bond with the 2 hydrogen. Fluorine valency 1, neon valency 0, sodium valency 1, magnesium valency 2, aluminum valency 3, silicon valency 4, phosphorus valency 3 and 5. It means the phosphorus sometimes react with the 3 species, or phosphorus sometimes react with the 5 species. Right? Phosphorus sometimes it react with 3 chlorine or sometimes 5 chlorine, or the phosphorus sometimes react with the 3 hydrogen, phosphorus sometimes react with the 5 hydrogen. So sulfur, it valence is 2, 4, 6. Sulfur might be react with the 2 hydrogen. It may also react with the 4 hydrogen. It also react with the 6 hydrogen. Right, students? Chlorine valency 1, argon valency 0, potassium valency 1, calcium valency 2. Right, students? Now let's see some example, students. The example is the sodium react with the hydrogen. Hydrogen gas, the atmosphere in which hydrogen available as a H2 form. So we are at here the H2 only, right? Okay. The sodium atom, the valency into atomic number. Sodium valency, students, 1. Already we know that sodium valency is 1. Sodium valency 1 and hydrogen valency also 1. Hydrogen valency also 1. Look at here, how many hydrogens are there here? 2. It means 2 ones are 2. So that's why here only one sodium is there. So one sodium react with one hydrogens. 2 hydrogens, it means we need 2 sodium. So that's why what we will do here, we have to multiply with sodium, multiply with 2. That is 2 sodium react with 2 hydrogen to form 2 NaH. Restaurants, this two taken as a common, both element sodium, the stoichiometry number 2 and the hydrogen stoichiometry number 2 taken as a common here 2. So afterward we have to write a 2 NaH like this, ones 2 Na plus H2. This two taken as a common, and you have to write here 2 NaH. You have to either you write in bracket or without bracket you may write. This 2 means the 2 is common for both sodium and hydrogen. 2 sodium and 2 hydrogen. Right, students? Next, students, calcium react with the chlorine. Valency calcium 2, number of calcium atom is 1. Chlorine here valency 1, valence and the number of atom is 2. Here 2, here the 2. That's why I am using here 2. Right. So then yes, what we will do, friends? Then one calcium and the 2 chlorines to form calcium chloride. Right, friends? To form 2 calcium chloride. This is the calcium chloride. Similarly, yes, students, one more best example is important example. The aluminum have to react with the fluorine. How many fluorines? 3 fluorine. So we can't able to write the aluminum plus 3F. We can't able to write. This is the incorrect, because the atmosphere the fluorine available as a F2 form. So we have to write in this form only. This is the correct method and this is the wrong method. That's right. So what we will do here, so the aluminum react with the fluorine. So we have to make here double. If we want to balance the reaction, so we have to make double. So I am making here the aluminum as a 6. So 3 2s are 6. 3 2s are 6. Right, friends? So 1 aluminum valency 3. 2 aluminum valency. We have to multiply with here 6 and 3 2s are 6. Both are equal here. Right? Both are equal. So what we will do, aluminum react with fluorine. This is the imbalance reaction. This is imbalance. So aluminum valency 3, number of atom we have to take here. Fluorine valency 1 and the number of atom we have to make. You have to adjust number of atoms, students. Valency remains fixed. You have to adjust the number of atom according to the reactions. So I am using here 2 aluminum. I am using here 6 fluorine. So how we have to write here? The 2 fluorine, 2 aluminum, 2 Al, 6 fluorine, 3 F2, and the example is Al, 2 Al F3. Now look at here. I will show you the 2 Al and 3 F2. Right. So these two taken as a common here. 2 Al F3. So 2 aluminum here, friends. Fluorine, how many fluorines? 3 to the 6. This 3 2 3 is the 6. Right. So reaction is balanced here, friends. Right. So next is the nitrogen hydrogen, students. This reaction also similar to the previous reaction. The nitrogen react with the hydrogen. Right. Nitrogen valency 3, hydrogen valency 1. So valency is unequal. This valency is unequal, so we have to make equal here. So what we have to do here, the nitrogen hydrogen, 1 nitrogen react with 3 hydrogen. It means 2 nitrogen react with 6 hydrogen. So we have to make here 6. 3 2 is 6. So then, students, these two taken as a common, and that is you have to write here 2NH3. You write here 2NH3. Right, students? So look at here, the valency is 3, number of atom taken as a 2, valency is 1, number of taken as 6. That is here 3 2 is 6. This 3 2 is 6, students. This 3 2 is 6. Right. So here 6 and the nitrogen valency 3 2 is 6. Both are 6. Then our reaction is balanced here. Right, students? Next is a double displacement reaction. Displacement reaction also called as single displacement reaction. The only one element replaced by the another element from a compound called as displacement. For example, student, this is the compound. The BC is the compound. Right. So BC means what happened? A replaced the B to form AC. Right. That is called as the displacement reactions. Right, students? So the B and C is a compound. In this compound, A, when A attract to this compound, it displaces the B. It remove the B from BC compound, and A itself react with the C to form AC. Right, students? So we get here the example, students. Copper sulfate react with zinc to form zinc sulfate and copper. Copper sulfate CuSO4 react with the zinc to form ZnSO4 plus Cu. So it means the Zn replace the copper here. Zn species which replace the copper to form ZnSO4, and copper is separated from the copper sulfate. Right, students? So look at here, students. Copper separated here from copper sulfate, right? In place of copper occupying the zinc atom. So this is we called as a displacement. Displacement is also called as a replacement, or you may say exchange. Right, students? Okay, when you reverse the reaction, zinc sulfate with copper, there is no reaction. Why this reaction is not happening, students? Because copper does not displace the zinc from zinc sulfate. Why copper does not displace the zinc from zinc sulfate, students? The answer is here. The displacement reaction always high reactive metal displaces to the low reactive metal. So here the zinc is high reactive than copper. So that's why zinc is displace the copper here to form zinc sulfate, right? But here copper is less reactive, it cannot displace the high reactive zinc, right student? So it means student, zinc having the high energy, zinc have a high energy and copper have a low energy, right? Zinc have a high energy than copper, so the zinc is replace the copper to form zinc sulfate. Copper is low energy, it cannot displace the zinc from zinc sulfate, so that's why it is no reaction, right students? So zinc is more reactive than copper, therefore the zinc displace the copper from copper sulfate but not copper, right students? Similarly, one more example, the silver nitrate react with copper to form copper nitrate and Ag. So here the copper is high reactive than Ag, so that's why the copper is moved to the Ag position to form copper nitrate and supply to the Ag. But Ag cannot displace the copper because the Ag is less reactive than copper here, so no reaction is forming here, right students? I written here the Ag is less reactive than copper, so it cannot displace the copper. Look at it students, the metal reactivity, the scientists were explain the metal reactivity here. So in this reaction students, potassium is highly reactive than the sodium, sodium is highly reactive than the calcium, calcium is highly reactive than the magnesium, right? So look at here students, so here the copper and silver, you see here copper and the silver, so top of the elements, the reactivity here decreases from top to bottom. The bottom of the element having the less reactive and top of the element have a most reactive, right? So it means the potassium is high reactive than sodium, sodium is high reactive than calcium, calcium is high reactive than magnesium is high reactive than aluminum, aluminum is high reactive than copper, sorry, what is this, the carbon, right? Like this students. So similarly here copper and silver are there, the copper is top, means the copper is high reactive than silver, right? Okay, one more example, zinc and copper, we have already seen the example. So zinc is above the copper, so it means zinc is more reactive than copper students, right students? So next is the double displacement students. In the double displacement mean a compound, both compound exchange their respective ions, called as the double displacement reaction. A compound which contain the ions, both contain the ions, here one is positive another negative, this positive next negative, this positive attracted to this negative, this positive attracted to this negative, right students? This is the positive, A is the positive, B is negative, C is positive, D negative. So A positive attracted to D to form AD, B is negative, or you may say C positive attracted to the B to form CB. It means both species exchange their ions, both compound exchange their ions, called as double displacement, right students? Okay, look at here, I am given the example here. AgNO3 react with NaCl to form AgCl and NaNO3. So Ag here positive, NO3 minus, Na is positive, Cl is minus. So Ag attracted to Cl to form AgCl and NO3 attracted to the Na to form NaNO3, like this. It will both ions are exchanged here, that is called as a double displacement reaction students. One more example, barium positive, chlorine negative, sodium positive and sulfate is negative. So barium attracted to the sulfate to form barium sulfate and sodium attracted to the chlorine to form sodium chloride, right students? This is about the double displacement reaction here. So next is the oxidation, students. The oxidation having the three definitions. First one, addition of oxygen called as a oxidation, or removal of hydrogen also called as oxidation. Let's see one by example. We are adding oxygen to the zinc to form zinc oxide, called as addition of oxygen, that is we call it the oxidations, right? We are adding the zinc to oxygen, sorry, we are adding the oxygen to zinc to form zinc oxide, that is the process of addition of oxygen called as the oxidation. So here we are removing the hydrogen from copper hydride, we are separating the hydrogens. It means removal of hydrogen, also called as a oxidations. Okay students, so here students, look at here. So already you have seen the two examples. If here combine the both definition, the addition of oxygen and removal of hydrogen, the collectively called as a oxidations. This is one more definition. It means oxidation have three definitions, students. First definition, second, and this is the third definition. Addition of oxygen to a species or removal of hydrogen, right? That is called as oxidation. Look at here. We are adding the oxygen to copper and removing the hydrogen, right? That is we called as a oxidation. Addition of oxygen to the copper and removal of hydrogen from copper hydride called as a oxidations. Right, students? So this is about the today topic, students. If you find any doubt, the students, ask me, students. Thank you so much.